December's solicitations for DC Comics. We do this every month. Get ready. It's monthly Christmas, as I've seen people on the interwebs say. First up, we have Batman Spawn issue 1. Todd McFarlane writing with Greg Capullo on the art. Of course, Greg Capullo did a lot of the Spawn art back in the day. So
did a lot of Batman. I saw Capullo put out a page from this for Batman Day. Has McFarlane ever written Batman? I know he's done Spawn. So,
I bet he has.
Yeah.
I bet he has. You know what? It's been decades. I'm sure he's done a couple of Batman issues somewhere.
So I'm happy this is existing. This is not for me.
I'm also fairly certain this is not the first time there's been a Batman and Spawn crossover. I'm sure it's already happened.
No, but I think that was more of an image thing. So it was more like Spawn and Batman crossing over, where this is probably a big deal because it's coming out through DC.
Well, it's just a one shot though, so before anyone's getting excited about some sort of big series or anything like that, it's a 48-page one shot. So if you're into Spawn though, maybe you're excited about that. We got Batman One Bad Day Catwoman issue 1. This is the G. Willow Wilson written story with art by Jamie McKelvey. So
Connor's gonna be excited if he ever comes back.
Yes, he's probably in love with the front cover, the main one that's here in the solicit.
It is a good cover.
I wasn't trying to imply it wasn't, Matt.
No, I'm just saying because I know you like to needle him, but on this time, it's a nice cover.
We got Batman versus Robin issue 4. A lot to say about that book. So we got Catwoman issue 50 coming in December. So they're doing a special, big double-sized book, which they tend to do for these 25s and 50s typically, and 100s obviously. So as always with this current run, the cover is fantastic. It doesn't make me want to read it because I didn't like that first issue of the run, but the covers have been pretty nice and kind of simple and very poppy, and good stuff.
Apparently there's a Sejic cover in there. And
why did you say apparently?
Because it's also by Sozo Micah and Sejic. So as I was saying, it's not a full Sejic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's the one with Catwoman in the back of the police car handcuffed.
And that's also why I said apparently, because it didn't immediately come to mind as Sejic.
You could tell by the mouth. The mouth looks like from Harley. It looks like the Harley style of mouth. I can see it. It's very pretty, obviously. We got Batman issue 130, which is a Christmas themed cover here. Obviously, it's more of Chip's run. It's actually the finale to the Failsafe arc. What are you oofing at? There's
a Marquez cover of him standing in front of the dinosaur in the Batcave.
Oh, yes, very good. Yes, I see.
It looks very nice.
It is very pretty, yes. It's almost like a gritty version of like a Pixar image.
He almost looks like Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, but more moody, obviously. But yeah. Very nice. Oh, there's a lot of good covers for this issue, actually. That black and white one where he's over the city's pretty neat looking as well.
Also, the second one on that slide, the Jimenez with what looks like Failsafe is trailing him, reminds me of It Follows a lot. So
yeah, a lot of nice covers. Good. Detective Comics 1067, Ram V still, of course, his run continuing. Mr. Freeze is involved here, so that's pretty neat. So that's cool. We got Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City issue 3, issue 3 of 6. Now we've not had the first issue of this yet, so
no,
not a lot to say on it yet.
Yeah.
But that's still coming out. We got the Riddler Year 1 issue 2. This is the Paul Dano written book, just in case you'd forgotten about this. So it's still...
I did.
Yeah, good. Well, interestingly, we'll see how this shapes up when it comes out. Obviously, this is like a very morbid curiosity thing to check this out and see what it's like. We got Batman Superman World's Finest issue 10. Mark Waid books continuing on. Very nice cover here, actually. It's the Joker, and there's a bunch of playing cards with the various other characters on it. and because we've got all these kind of classic designs, because it's set in the past, it's got a really nice look to it.
Yep.
So fun stuff. There's also a cover with the Joker raiding Doomsday.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see how that plays into things.
Like a wild stallion.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What is this cover? There's one that looks like Christopher Reeve Superman, Michael Keaton Batman, and Gene Hackman Lex.
I had Jack Nicholson Joker at the bottom.
Oh, there he is. I didn't scroll all the way down.
No.
Wow, that's a fun cover.
Yeah, movie tribute cover. There's also one with a singer in silhouette, and there's like a party going on.
Yeah, it's like a Christmas party. They're doing some karaoke. That's got to be Lois.
I don't know. Like, is this hiding someone's identity because it's a spoiler, or is it just this is the cover?
I don't know. That's weird. It's weird because it looks like everyone else is accounted for. So.
But why would they hide Lois? That makes no sense.
No, Lois is in the background, so there's someone else. So yeah, maybe they're keeping this a secret.
Yeah, I don't know. Superman Son of Kal-El, issue 18. This is part 6 of Kal-El Returns. Obviously, this is going throughout both Superman in action. So, yeah, cool stuff.
Yep.
And then we move on to Action Comics 1050, which is the big anniversary issue, of course. It's a 50. They're making a big deal. So it's a $6 issue, double-sized, and it has some extra stories in it. It's got, obviously, the main story is by Philip Kennedy Johnson. There's a Tom Taylor story in there, which makes sense because he's the Superman writer, and then Joshua Williamson is doing the third story. I wonder if that's because it's going to tie into whatever he's got coming after Dark Crisis. So,
most likely. Yeah. And we got art by Mike Perkins, Clayton Henry, and Nick Dragata. So that's a pretty hefty book.
Oh, interesting to see Mike Perkins on action, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm that excited. I'm not that excited about Clayton Henry, though. I don't think I like Clayton Henry that much.
No, but I mean, it's still a pretty big name for art over at DC. Like, they're, You
could have said the same about John Romita Jr., but I was still that excited when I see his name on something.
Yeah, true. My God, 25 covers.
Of course it's 20. I mean, I'm surprised it's not more.
I'm just looking.
Surprised it's not. I mean, I'm sure they're not all there yet. That first cover there, where it's just Superman like flying straight up in the sky, is gorgeous.
As Clark in Smallville in his football jersey. Looks really nice.
There is a couple of wonky looking covers, though, I have to say as well. Literally wonky is describe them. Then after that, we've got Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths issue 7, the final issue of the event, coming in December. So, we'll see how that all goes down.
Looks like Nightwing's going over, my guy.
He's kind of posed a little bit like Dr. Manhattan on that cover, I'm not going to lie. And he's inside the text that reads Dawn of the DCU, which, like any good crisis, seems like it's reshaping the status quo of what the universe is at the end of it. So we'll see what they do with that come December. And speaking of Dark Crisis, there's another Dark Crisis one-shot coming called Big Bang Issue 1, which is notably written by Mark Waid, with art by Dan Jurgens and others. I think what's interesting about this, obviously Mark Waid's been, he's been doing this flashback book, which is set in the past. He's then this week started a miniseries that's set in present-day continuity and is directly referencing multiple books and recent continuity events. I think it's very interesting that he's doing a one-shot that's tying into the big major event. It feels like he's getting more and more interwoven in just mainline DC right now, which is...
if you go up and look at some of the other covers from Crisis on Infinite Earths, Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, I mean, there's some characters from his World's Finest run showing up there in the covers. So it seems like they're integrating a lot from there. So this is the one that I was reading before, that I was trying to make heads or tails of, because it looks like it's like a whistle-stop tour of the new multiverse. Because they talk about after the monumental events of Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths 4, Pariah successfully resurrected the infinite multiverse, and all of reality is still reeling from the event. Join Dr. Multiverse on a haunting journey through these newly reformed realities, from the Jurassic League to DC Mech, from Dark Knights of Steel to Batman 89 and back again. So it seems like all of these ones that we've read that seemed to be standing alone are now they're tying in, and this looks like just kind of almost like a sampler.
Yeah, so it's interesting if they're letting Wade be the one to kind of like not establish a status quo, but just kind of
Yeah.
give a sense of what a lot of the new multiverse is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't expect it to be that special an issue on its own. It's probably going to be kind of just complementary to stuff, but I'm curious to read it for sure, and for what comes next.
Right.
So we got the Flash 790, of course, still Jeremy Adams continuing on.
Mm-hmm.
So
part of the 60-second war still. So
yeah, of course. And then we got Justice Society of America issue 2. Obviously, we were excited to hear about that last time.
Let's go.
Yeah, so this is a 12-issue book. Was this 12 issues last time? I'm pretty sure we thought it was an ongoing last time.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. I don't remember seeing the of 12 on there.
No, because I think we spoke a lot about that possibly being an ongoing. So, so on the one hand, you could say that's a shame, but on the other hand, I actually kind of appreciate that there's just a defined, planned ending for it, so that we don't have to like spend the time, worrying or wondering. Especially since if Johns is going to stick around and do more comics, maybe he's got things to move on to after that or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's neat. Excited for JSA, and likewise Stargirl: The Lost Children issue 2, which is a 6-issue miniseries.
Yeah.
That issue 2 that's coming out in December as well. We got Deceased War of the Undead Gods issue 6, which is issue 6 of 8. That's not the final issue. There's 2 more, so just keep that in mind. Get into that in December.
Boy, Darkseid in a Sinestro suit. That is interesting.
I mean, yeah, there's also what I'm pretty sure is the Lament configuration. I'm sure it's just a mother box, but it looks very Lament configuration on that cover to me. Next up, we got DC versus Vampires issue 12, the final issue of the saga. Obviously, the attempts to do tie-ins and side miniseries have kind of failed for me. I've not really liked any of them that much, but still very much enjoying the main book and think it's really well done. So excited. It becoming, Babs the Vampire Slayer hunting Vampire Nightwing has been kind of fun. So that cover there makes me excited for the final showdown when it comes running. So cool. And then also the final issue of DC versus Vampires All Out War, issue 6, that is also in December. So we got Blue Beetle Graduation Day issue 2. So that was a 6-issue mini that was announced from last Solicits. We have Wildcats issue 2, obviously again announced last Solicits. This is the Matthew Rosenberg, which might single-handedly get us to read a Wildcats story. So in a way, he already did, kind of, with the grifter stuff, but we got Harley Quinn Uncovered issue 1. What is this? This is a 40-page celebration one-shot by the looks of it. In celebration of Harley Quinn issue 25 comes a gorgeous, irreverent look at the amazing variant covers that help make the Maid of Mischiefs magnificent. So it's just a collection of variant covers by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm okay.
That's alright, Matt. You don't have to say that. Like, we know you're probably not going to get it.
Hey, I like that they're doing this though, because I remember when I was younger, I would find Marvel books like this that were just covers. And it would, lead me to find out who some of these other characters are. Like, I remember the first time I saw Carnage was in one of those. So, pretty scary.
Well, perhaps the most exciting thing that solicits here for me this month is Danger Street issue 1. So this is the next Tom King 12-issue prestige book, Black Label. Jorge Fornes on the art, who of course did Rorschach with him, which was a phenomenal book, one of the best of recent years. So I'm very excited. Obviously, this was previously announced a while ago. It got delayed for whatever reason. I don't know if they've ever actually said why.
I'm wondering if it was an art thing. I wonder if it was so Fornes could just do it all. Give him enough lead time.
I mean, it usually is an art thing if there's a delay like that. But regardless, it's coming finally, starting in December. So we have I'll just read the description of this again because it was such a long time since it was announced. Join the Justice League is a goal for any superhero, but what happens when a quest for membership takes a sinister turn? Join Starman, Metamorpho, and Warlord as they look to prove themselves worthy by summoning and defeating Darkseid in battle. Soon they'll learn that calling upon a new god never ends well, and their world is headed for a crisis as a result. The journey to save the day will be a treacherous one filled with princesses, knights, and all kinds of monsters. Each person the heroes encounter plays a crucial role in this spawning yet gripping narrative that is a little bit silly, a whole lot of dark, and completely cool. Expect the unexpected with the supporting cast featuring Manhunter, Lady Copy, the Green Team, and the Creeper. Do you know what's so weird about this? Is that at this point, Tom King has made me care about so many characters through these books that I never either was like, I was mildly into or didn't care at all about. That I'm like, okay, so by the end of this, I'm going to be a fan of Warlord. Right now, I could ask me anything I know about Warlord. I'm going to tell you right now, it's basically zero.
It's that he looks like Oliver Queen. That's all I know, and he's in that, it's Skataris, which is like this weird pulpy center of the earth dimension. So that's it. Yeah. I mean, we knew who Mr. Miracle was, right? Like,
of course, yeah.
And like, I like Adam Strange as a concept, but I like when he's taking these B and C list level.
I would argue we're beyond. This is like D and E list. This is a team of D and E list characters that he's about to catapult.
Yeah, this is his ultimate test, right? Like, I mean, we like Metamorpho already, but like Starman, this has to be the alien Starman, right? The blue one, if I remember right.
I don't think it says here, but
no. But I doubt it's one of the knights, because they're pretty protective of who works on those characters. So, yeah. And Fornes, I'm
I was just looking through the covers. It looks like the blue Starman. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and Fornes, I mean, Rorschach was fantastic. Like, I'm here for this.
Oh yeah,
and he's at this, and his next two projects I'm super into. It's this one and the Gotham Year One book.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No. Obviously, I'm on board. It just instantly became my most anticipated comic for December. Surprising, probably no one, but that's Danger Street. Next up, we got the Sandman Universe, Dead Boy Detectives issue 1. This is a 6-issue miniseries. It's written by Pornsack.
Yeah,
well, that's a weird first name. But okay. Well, I mean, I can't even pronounce the second name. Pichetti.
Yeah. I used to know. I looked up how to say this because they were writing something else through Vertigo.
So, apologies to Pornsick because I clearly cannot say that last name. But art is by Jeff Stokely. So obviously very horror focused book. These covers are pretty interesting, I would say.
It's true that they were so let me see the covers again, and they just reloaded, and it's not.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm sure it looks, pleasantly horrific.
Okay. So there you go. That's neat enough. So next up we have a kind of DC Love These 100-page special things. They've got a kind of a unique one coming in December. So this is coming right at the end of December. It's Tales from Earth 6, a celebration of Stan Lee, issue 1. So what this is they're celebrating what would be Stan Lee's 100th birthday, with basically stories that are just spinning out of or based on the little bit of work that he did at DC, which was basically
just imagine.
Yeah, just imagine. It was the idea of like him doing like other Earths of like, okay, this is what the Stan Lee version of the DC universe would be like. So this is going to be an anthology book with stories by Michael Olson, Mark Waid, Jerry Ordway, Kenny Porter, Stephanie Williams, Michael W. Conrad, Becky Cloonan, Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, Steve Orlando, Zach Thompson, and Megan Fitzmartin. So a lot of stories in here. This is kind of like, I appreciate this exists. I think it's such a see, unless you've read Just Imagine, I imagine this is probably going to be a really awkward read of a lot of weird versions of characters that you've never seen before.
Yeah, I have. What did I get back in the day? I had Just Imagine him creating Nightwing, which was weird, and I had the Superman one, where Superman's a space cop, and it's so weird. But yeah, this is cool. This exists. Like, it just shows the power of Stan. So that he's getting a special over at DC.
I have to assume if Marvel had nothing planned, they're seeing this and rushing something to to press. Like, oh shit, we can't let them celebrate Stan Lee and me not do it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know there's a Stan Lee Shazam. Just Imagine.
Yeah,
So
I've never read
cool.
any Just Imagine. So I have no interest in actually reading this because I feel like it would just be like, especially given that a lot of these stories are going to be like 6 to 8 pages and probably not explain much of who these or what these versions are like. So I don't think I would enjoy reading this, but I very much appreciate at least the intent behind it. So
yeah,
you can be cynical about it, I suppose, if you want, but you know,
I'm sure that if I could see these covers, they'd all look rad because it's some pretty heavy hitters on here, except for Rosmo. But
oh yeah, this I assume this is the Batman equivalent cover. Looks very, very nice actually. A very, very big variety of things here. So very cool. Next up, there's got a few collections here before we get to the rest of the single issues. We got Absolute Batman 3 Jokers. That's getting an absolute. So you know, cool, I guess, if you want to go read that. Milestone Compendium 2, 1300 page Milestone book. So if you want to catch up on a lot of Milestone for a relatively low price for what you're getting, you know. Black Adam, the Justice Society Case Files. This is just a collection of all those one shots that they've been doing for the Black Adam movie, basically. You got Batman Beyond Neo Years collection. We have Batman Urban Legends Volume 4. So that's cool. Obviously featuring a bunch of the different stories. And then we got Aquaman Andromeda, that collection, the hardcover, which is cool. Really looking forward to the last issue of that.
Is there there's 3 issues of that?
Yeah, it's still one more, but we're not got the last one yet, yeah.
Sweet.
So that to look forward to, which is cool. Aquaman 80 Years of Celebrating the King of the Seven Seas Deluxe Edition. They're not doing a one shot from them, though, are they? I don't remember there a one shot being announced.
No, I don't.
That's weird that they've done that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because obviously Superman had this as well. When Action 1000 came out, they did like a hardcover like this as well for him, but I don't think there's a corresponding one shot for Aquaman, which is a shame. Monkey Prince Volume 1, Enter the Monkey. Very cute. So that's all the trades and collections they wanted to highlight here. Back about the single issues, you got Harley Quinn issue 25. So that's again a little bit oversized, a little bit more expensive because it's special. And then we got Harley Quinn the animated series Legion of Bats issue 3. So issue 3 of 6 in that miniseries. Batgirls issue 13. That was a weird front cover. Oh, that's a very nice cover. So there's a Dan Mora variant, which is Batgirl in her old sort of Silver Age costume with Dick Grayson in his Robin costume.
There's the one. That's the one I was telling you about before.
Very, very pretty. I dig it. Very nice. I do miss classic Babs Batgirl costume with the yellow.
Yeah, it is.
Gloves.
I love the gray suit animated series version a lot. Like, that one looked cool.
Yeah. Then we got Batman Nightwatch issue 5. So that's still rocking. We got Batman Incorporated issue 3, the Ed Brisson book, which is still to start, of course. We have Batman Beyond the White Knight issue 7, which is issue 7 of 8. May I add, there's 8 issues total of that.
Dang, it's doing its Batman Beyond thing here with Blight. So that's cool.
We got Batman Fortress issue 8. No comment, I guess.
None?
No, that's fine. No. Batman The Audio Adventures issue 4. So that's I forgot they were doing that actually. That's a neat little idea for a series. Batman Urban Legends issue 23, which is notably the final issue of Urban Legends. They're wrapping that up, and it's got a wraparound cover which has got like not only all of the Bat family but a lot of related characters that have appeared in various stories at some point in Urban Legends. So it's a nice big ensemble cast across the two pages of the cover. So yeah, I'll just have a quick look here. Jamal Campbell's epic Nightwing two-parter draws to a close. Batman has to defeat the Time Commander. and the first graduating class of Arkham Academy decides its fate and future. So it's just kind of wrapping up the stories that were ongoing. I'm not surprised this eventually ended, because even with the Batman name, I have to imagine that eventually an $8 book just isn't going to keep selling.
Diminishing returns.
Yeah, well, as time goes on as well, like I feel like there was bigger names and bigger arcs in the early run, which kept us reading for at least the first 6 to 8 issues. But then, I kind of fell away from it. You stayed on for a little bit, but as time has went on, it's kind of felt less and less relevant. It wouldn't have sold as well, but I would have honestly liked it even more if it was like, as much as I enjoyed Rosenberg's Grifter story, I think if it was like more like, oh, here's like, the Bat family members that don't have their own book getting continuous like stories, I'd have been maybe a bit more into it. It was a lot more, let's just do whatever we want around and, do weird stories about, and not that I'm saying other characters don't deserve to have stories, but it was very scattershot, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It was.
I mean, you had the Grifter story. You also had that Cheer Drop story from Zdarsky in there. That was pretty good. Face the Bat Hound that I enjoyed. I want to go back and read Joey's stories in there. He had one this week about Two-Face, but I didn't have time to get to it. So I just let that one go. But yeah, no, I do like the idea of this. I wish they would kind of do a DC thing like this, where people could, just tell small stories in a big, chunky book. They don't all have to be revolved around Gotham. Probably would be pick that up a little bit more, because then you get to see more characters. Like you're saying, like this is just the Bat family, that don't have books. I think we would have stuck with it longer.
Yeah. I'm not surprised it eventually ended. I'm surprised it's ending before the Future State Gotham book, but that's what it is. Dark Knights of Steel issue 9 is coming out in December, so very neat. DC Horror presents Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead. This is the Bruce Campbell written book. So much like the Riddler book, this is like the fascinating kind of like, I just want to see how Bruce Campbell is at writing a comic book. The fact that it's basically just doing Army of Darkness but with Sergeant Rock is an interesting proposition.
Does he give him the chainsaw hand?
That'd be too close, surely. Surely that's too close. He wouldn't do that. Bruce Campbell's a man of integrity.
True.
All right, next up, DC Mech issue 6. That's wrapping up in December. And then we have Fables issue 158 in December. So that's neat. What's funny is it's issue 158, but it's 8 of 12. So it's kind of interesting that it's a 12-issue mini, but they're continuing the numbering of the book.
Yeah. That is very funny.
I appreciate it, though. I actually think it's nice in a way. We got GCPD, The Blue Wall, issue 3. This is the John Ridley book, which I am curious to check this out, the 6-issue mini. Obviously, I always say this when we look at Solicits, but there's that weird thing when issue 3 is solicited, because it's like, oh, it's been ages since issue 1 was solicited, but we've not actually had issue 1 yet, because we're right, by the time we get issue 4, we'll have read issue 1, and we can actually say something about it. But, there is a Steve Epting variant on this issue, though, which is phenomenal, quite frankly. It's Gordon, Montoya, and Bullock, and a redhead who I'm not sure off the top of my head who that is, but maybe it's just the character in the book. But
yeah,
cool. And we have Gotham City Year 1 issue 4. That's 4 of 6, so very much looking forward to that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you sure it's not Kate? Because Montoya's being involved?
She's in a police uniform, so I don't think so.
So it's definitely not Kate.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because that's the thing. They're all cops on the cover. So,
gotcha.
Gotham Year 1. Excited to check that out as well. The other Tom King mini that's coming up. And I told a lie there. I said that by issue 4 being solicited, we usually have issue 1 to talk about. Although, in my defense, this is issue 4 for early January, so this is actually technically a little advanced for, which always happens actually with December. They always put the first week of January kind of in there as well.
They throw those in, yeah.
Because of Christmas and order cut-offs and things like that.
Yep.
I Am Batman issue 16 is coming out. So that's cool. Nightwing issue 99
Ooh, getting close.
I know, right? Really neat cover where it's just a black cover, and the only thing that's not black is Nightwing's face and the logo on his chest, but the rest of it's just black.
Okay.
So, kind of neat. So obviously, I'd expect that in January we'll be getting a $6 issue 100 or something with extra pages, extra goodies.
Yeah.
For all us fans of Dick.
Yeah. Big Dick fans over here.
That sounds bad, Matt. Sounds like you're a fan of big dicks.
Yeah. No. Wait. I'm gonna let it ride. Hasn't DC put out a Big Dick Energy shirt yet with just Nightwing on there?
I know that would be like printing money. Why wouldn't they do that?
I'd have 4. Are you kidding me?
It's baffling to me. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so obviously it's one of my favorite runs right now at DC. Yeah. So excited to see the build up to issue 100. Punchline, the Gotham game, issue 3. This is the Teeny Howard and Blake Howard Punchline miniseries. So very Beetlejuice-esque Joker cover for that one, I would say.
Damn it. I would love to see that.
We got Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, issue 119. We got Sword of Azrael, issue 6. For all 6 of you Azrael fans, funnily enough.
And one of them's not here.
We got the Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries, issue 3. We got the Flash 789. That's a pretty cool cover with the Rogues on there. And what looks like the Flash and a block of ice, because maybe Captain Cold's won the day here. Human Target issue 10 out in December. Yes. Super pumped for that, of course.
How do these oh my god, Nord's gonna be there.
Yes, some nice covers. Needless to say, some very nice covers. All of them, in fact, are very nice. So, very cool. We got the Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, issue 4, Matthew Rosenberg, with DJ Domenico.
Backup art by Frank Avila.
That's issue 4. That's another early January book. I'm sure there's a couple other ones that I've missed. I forgot to point out were early January. Tim Drake, Robin, issue 4, out.
Yep.
In December. Titans United, Blood Pact, issue 4. This is the Kevin Scott book. I say that because I do not remember this existing, but that's okay. Wonder Woman 794, still the current creative team, no change there. And I guess I'm pointing that out because I'm kind of hoping for creative change, and that's why I keep saying that. But it is a funny cover though. It's like the Milk Extra carton, and it's got missing Wonder Woman's photo on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's a sort of amusing cover. I'll think of that.
I'm gonna have to find that Jen Bartel cover, see what that's about.
For Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Oh, it is very nice, actually. Mm-hmm. I wasn't even going to look, but since you said that, I thought I'll go have a look. Young Justice Targets issue 6 is out, and that's basically your solicits then for the month. Yeah, I mean, Mark Waid one shot in there. New Prestige Tom King series at Black Label.
Yep.
And it's just it's not as shocking as 2 new Jeff Johns books like last month's was, but it's still a pretty healthy batch of solicits.